Hi everybody, and welcome to our cocktails and drinks day for our summer fiesta cooking workshop. I am Susan Ott. Welcome to my kitchen. This is my real kitchen. And I want to show you a cocktail that I came up with actually fairly recently for my husband and I to enjoy. It is called a pineapple jalapeno bacon smash. Now I know that might sound a little odd, but pineapple and jalapeno is a really nice combination. It's almost like a pineapple salsa in a cocktail. It gives you that nice sweet for summer, but it also gives you that little bit of kick. And then the bacon in it is because I took my husband out for Father's Day. Well, we all did, us and the kids. And we found a bacon vodka, and I bought it for him because everything's better with bacon, right? Who doesn't like bacon? And I thought, what are we going to do with bacon vodka? Because my husband and I do not like Bloody Marys. We're not into that tomato-based type of drink. And that's what the internet kept telling us. Or they kept telling us, use it with bourbon. Well, we already have it in vodka. What are we going to do? So we came up with this cocktail. Now, this cocktail is super easy to modify for a non-alcoholic beverage if you want. Instead of the vodka, you can just use club soda, any type of sparkling water, or even something like a Sprite would be really delicious in this drink. And I'll show you how to make it more spicy, less spicy as we go, okay? So the first thing you're gonna start with is a nice whole pineapple. Now, pineapples are a decent price this time of year. In fact, my store had them buy two, get one free this week because it's summer. So you wanna look for a pineapple that has some yellow on it, not too green. If it's too green, you're going to want to let it sit at home for a few days to ripen up a little bit, but you also don't want it to start getting brown and smushy. So it's sort of that sweet spot. Now, the way I store my pineapples at home is like this. I'll prop them up against something or between like a canister in the wall in my kitchen on the countertop. But when you store your pineapples upside down as you're waiting for them to ripen, all of those juices are going to flow through the pineapple and keep it nice and juicy. So that is actually how I store my pineapples. So this big guy here is our pineapple slicer, and I love it because I hated cutting pineapples. You try to cut down the sides, it leaves all of those little black bumps down the side, and before you know it, I'm hacking away until I've hacked away a lot of the fruit. It was a pain. So this is how I get all of the pineapple, just like you can buy those cored pineapples in the store, but they're so expensive. Just buy the pineapple, it's much cheaper, and I'll show you how to core it yourself. So this is our Santoku knife. It's one of my go-to knives. I love the heft of it, and I love the thickness of it. Our chef's knife is also good for this type of thing. So you are just going to cut off the top. Okay, we're gonna get rid of that. Turn it around and cut off the bottom. All right, so there we go. And now I'm left with my main pineapple. Now, this comes with a cover so that you're not cutting yourself in the drawer trying to get it out. So I'm just gonna remove the cover, and I'm going to line up this center circle with the core of my pineapple, which you can kind of see because it's a little bit darker. So I'm gonna line it up with the core and get it going there, boom, 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 and I just push it right down, and there you have it. All of the skin has come away. You can see the juice coming off of it. All of the skin has come away, the core has been cut, and I am left with my pineapple rings. So that's how we're going to prep our pineapple. Okay, so now that my pineapple is nicely cored, you can see it took out the whole core, and all I'm left with is the edible fruit, which is great. So now, for this recipe, it calls for 1-inch chunks. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slice down, and notice when I'm slicing, you want to keep your fingers, okay, Knife Skills 101. Keep your fingers in so that if your blade slips, it is not slicing your fingertip, okay? So you're going to grip it and then slice down like this. And then I'm just going to cut each of these semicircles into 3 wedges. So I've got 6 nice 1-inch pieces here that I'm going to put into my cocktail shaker. Now, I've gotten a lot of free stuff from Pampered Chef, but our cocktail set was something that was introduced before I joined. So I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. So for now, I'm just gonna use the shaker that I have, but we have a really nice one. We also have, it comes with a strainer and a muddler, and I do not have a muddler, and I wish that I did. It's something that's on my list to get. So you're gonna put 6 pieces of pineapple in here. Now, I already sliced my jalapenos. I've got them in my prep bowl. Jalapenos, most of the spice comes from those seeds on the inside. So if you like it less spicy, just cut out the seeds, okay? If you like it more spicy, obviously throw 2 or 3 slices in if you want a lot of kick. I will tell you that 1 slice of jalapeno will give you a decent amount of kick for this cocktail, because remember, this is just for 1 drink, okay? I'm just making 1 drink. So I'm just gonna throw 1 slice in. Nice thing about our prep bowls is they come with these lids. I can put the rest of my jalapenos in for later to make more cocktails or to use in my cooking. So that's really easy. Last thing I'm gonna throw in here is the juice of half of a lime. So I'm gonna cut my lime. Again, watching those fingers. That's why I love the Santoku, nice and thick. It is all purpose. It is my favorite knife that we sell out of the whole knife block set. Use it constantly. So I'm gonna put that down. This is our citrus press. This guy has been with me for 16 years now. Love it. It's an oldie but a goodie, and it is still going strong. So I just put my lime in with the citrus part facing down, okay? And then I'm gonna press it right into my drink. And you can see all of that beautiful juice just getting right into my cocktail. All right, and then sometimes there's a little juice on top. I just like to turn it over and get the rest out. So there's that. This is our old school tart press. So if you have some vintage Pampered Chef, as I do, I use this for my muddler right now until I am fortunate enough to get that cocktail set. But I'm just gonna go ahead and muddle these 3 things together. So you got your pineapple chunks, your jalapeno, and your lime juice, and you're just gonna kind of smush them up. The strainer is going to keep all of those bits from getting into the final product, but I like to smash it up pretty well to get all those pineapple juices out and all that goodness out and mixed up. So that's all muddled. Now I'm gonna add my liquid. So I have pineapple juice and the bacon vodka that I told you about. You could also use regular vodka. You can use a sparkling water, a Sprite, whatever you would like. So I'm gonna measure out 1.5 ounces of the bacon vodka. You could do 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces, but that's gonna go in. So I'm just gonna measure that out. And then 3 ounces of pineapple juice. Let me put that back. And the bacon vodka just has a really nice smoky flavor. It really does smell like bacon. So I'm a big, Hawaiian pizza person. Other people are not. But anything that's like ham and pineapple, bacon and pineapple, that to me is an awesome combination, which is why I really enjoy this cocktail. So that's 3 ounces. And then I'm just gonna grab a few cubes of ice for my shaker. So get into my freezer. Okay, I'm gonna put a few cubes of ice into my shaker. The rest will go into my glass. All right, so we're gonna put this on top. And if you are old enough to remember Tom Cruise from Cocktail, we're gonna just shake it up a little bit. It's getting all cold in my hands, and that's probably good. All right, next we're going to assemble our cocktail. Okay, what I have for you now are 2 saucers. If you want to get fancy with your glass and do a rimmed glass, which a lot of people love to do with things like margaritas, any type of spicy Mexican drink, that has a little bit of spice or sugar or salt. Rimming glasses is just kind of a fancy way to make your cocktail look extra special. So maybe if you're having a party or entertaining, or you just want to have some fun at home, this is an easy way to rim your glass. What I did was I took the other half of that lime and I squeezed it into this little saucer. And then I have our chili lime seasoning, which I use on everything. It's so good. Chili lime, it's not too spicy and it's got a really nice kick of lime in it. I mixed that with some kosher salt on this saucer here. So I'm going to take my tumbler and I'm just gonna turn it. Now I don't have one of those fancy rimmers. If you have one, awesome, use it because they're better than a saucer, but hey, I don't do a lot of this kind of thing, so I just use a plate. So I put that in the lime juice and then I'm gonna go ahead and turn my glass and just gather up some of that salt and that chili lime, and it just gives that little pretty ring. And if you have a rimmer, you can get sort of a thicker ring on it, but it just kind of gives it a little something extra, which is fun. So I'm gonna get these out of my way and get the rest of that ice. And I'm gonna go ahead, and I don't wanna mess up the rim that I just put on my glass, so I'm gonna do my ice by hand. But by all means, you can just dump it right in there. So I have filled up my glass with ice. I have my cocktail. I'm gonna pull off the top. Mine has a strainer here in the lid. So I'm just gonna strain out all of that goodness. It's so pretty. It smells so fresh. You can smell that pineapple and that lime. And because the pineapple pulp gets thick, I usually do this kind of thing where I let it resettle and then some more cocktail comes out at the end. So there's my cocktail. And then you have all sorts of options for a garnish. So I took a wedge of pineapple and I just cut a slit with my knife halfway up so that it should just nicely sit on my glass like that. You can also, if you want to add an extra kick, you can add a slice or two of your jalapeno in there. It adds a little green, adds a little color, adds a little kick. And then I did bacon in the air fryer. So this is a special accessory you can get for our air fryer. It's a little silicone base that catches all of the grease, and then you can see it's an elevated rack for your bacon. It is awesome. I love it. When you are doing a cocktail, I recommend the thick butcher cut bacon because it's going to sit better in your cocktail. It won't, curl over like thinner bacon will. And so for this, we're going to measure it. That's a big piece of bacon. So I am just gonna break it. You can cut it. Now, if you want, when it comes out of the air fryer, you could brush it with a little bit of maple syrup. You could sprinkle it with some more of our chili lime seasoning just to give it a little extra something. And then I'm just gonna stick it down in my glass, sort of like a little stir stick. Let me move this. And here you go. There is your pineapple jalapeno bacon smash. It's delicious.